Gothic 1 Remake just came out, and after spending time with it as an adult, I realized something I never expected. I completely misunderstood this game when I was 14 years old. Back in 2001, when the original Gothic was released, I was like 14 years old. And like a lot of people, I got pulled into this strange, brutal world that felt completely different from every RPG I've played before. I still remember my first hours in the colony, getting pushed around, getting insulted, beaten up, and having absolutely no idea where I was supposed to go. And honestly, I hated that. I thought the game was unfair, I thought everyone was an asshole, and I thought Gothic was a game that was constantly punishing me for no reason at all. But now, more than 20 years later, playing Gothic again as an adult, I finally understand what the game was trying to teach me. And the crazy thing is, the lesson had nothing to do with combat, nothing to do with joining a camp, or nothing to do with becoming stronger. The lesson was about life. It was about respect, about earning your place in the world, about starting with absolutely nothing and building something for yourself. And looking back, I realized that the 14-year-old version of me wasn't ready to understand that. But the older version of me finally is. So, guys, today I want to talk about the lesson I missed in Gothic when I was 14 years old. So, back then, I thought the game was unfair. I thought everyone in the colony was an asshole. Seriously. You get thrown into this giant prison colony, and within the first few minutes, people are insulting you, threatening you, trying to take your stuff, and telling you basically that you're worthless. Now, as a kid, I remember thinking, what is wrong with these people? I was the hero. At least that's what every other game had taught me. The moment you start most RPGs, you're already special, no? You're the chosen one, you're important, destined for something. But in Gothic, the game didn't care about any of that. And honestly, 20 years later, replaying Gothic as an adult, I realized something. That the game wasn't being mean to me, it was trying to teach me a lesson. A lesson I was way too young back then to understand. Think about how you actually arrive in the colony. You're not a legendary warrior, you're not a king, you're not the chosen one, you're literally a prisoner, a nobody. You have no skills, no reputation, no allies, no achievements, you have nothing, okay? And yet, when I was a kid, I expected people to respect me immediately. Why? Because I was the main character, and replaying the game recently, that realization hit me harder than I expected. Because honestly, a lot of us carry the same mindset into adulthood. We walk into a new job and wonder why nobody takes us seriously. Or we start a business and wonder why nobody notices. We post videos online and wonder why nobody watches. We expect trust before we've actually earned it, respect before we've proven ourselves, recognition before we've created anything. And Gothic looks you straight in the face and says, no. Nobody owes you anything. Now, that may sound harsh, but I don't think it's a negative lesson. I think it's one of the most liberating lessons you can learn. Because if nobody owes you success, nobody can stop you from earning it either. The people in the colony don't care about your potential, they care about what you've actually done. Can you help? Can you solve problems? Can you contribute? Can you survive? As a kid, that felt cruel. As an adult, it feels honest. And what's interesting is that respect does come eventually. But not because the story says you're important, not because of some prophecy, or not because you're the player. It comes slowly. One quest at a time, one favor at a time, one risk at a time. People start recognizing you because you've actually accomplished something. The first time I've played Gothic, I barely noticed that. I was too focused on becoming stronger, or getting a better armor, learning magic, joining a camp. But replaying it now as an adult, I paid attention to something else. Every piece of respect in the game is earned, and nothing is free. And honestly, real life works exactly the same way. The friendships I value most weren't built overnight. The opportunities I've gotten weren't handed to me. The things I'm proudest of took years and years. Years of showing up, of learning, of failing, or years of looking completely insignificant. Just like the nameless hero at the beginning of Gothic. And maybe that's another lesson I missed. You start small, really small. You spend the beginning of the game hunting scavengers, running away from creatures that will destroy you in seconds, counting every piece of ore. Every weapon upgrade matters, every bit of progress feels valuable. And when you're young, that's very frustrating, right? Because you want power immediately, you want to skip the struggles, you want to become the hero right now. But now I actually love those early hours because they are real. And most things worth doing in life start exactly like that. You start awkward, maybe, inexperienced, weak, you have no idea what you're doing, whether it's a new job, a relationship, a business, a creative project, for example, me with this YouTube channel, or maybe a fitness journey. Nobody starts at the finished version of themselves, right? Everybody starts as the guy hunting scavengers. Another thing I appreciate now is that Gothic doesn't protect you. Not really. You can walk into places you absolutely shouldn't be. You can start fights you lose. You can make terrible, terrible decisions, and the game doesn't always stop you. As a kid, I thought that was unfair design, but as an adult, I think that's one of the reasons the world feels so believable, so real. Because life works like that too. There's no quest marker telling you the perfect decision, there's no guaranteed happy ending, there's no magical voice telling you exactly what to do. You make your own choices and you deal with that consequences. You learn, hopefully, and then you keep moving forward. The older I get, the more I think Gothic isn't really about becoming powerful, at least not in the way I thought when I was 14. It's about becoming useful, it's about becoming reliable, it's about becoming someone other people can count on. Because that's when things begin to change, that's when doors start opening, that's when opportunities appear. Not because you're special, because you've become valuable. And that's the lesson I completely missed as a kid. I only saw the unfairness and I didn't see the truth underneath it. And the truth is that Gothic never promised me respect, it gave me the chance to earn it, okay? And weirdly enough, I think that's why the game still feels so powerful all these years later. The colony isn't a fantasy, not really. It's a reflection of something very human. Because you see, nobody starts at the top, nobody starts important, and nobody starts respected. We build those things one decision at a time, one challenge at a time, one day at a time. When I was 14 years old, I thought Gothic was a game about becoming a hero. When I replayed this game as an adult, I realized it was about something much more important. It's about arriving in a world that doesn't know your name and slowly becoming someone worth remembering. The game didn't change, I changed. And maybe that's why replaying Gothic as an adult felt so emotional. Because for the first time, I finally understood the lesson it had been trying to teach me all along. And I recognize this story in my journey with this new YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, and I would see you in the next video.